On a cold January evening in 2023, the quiet streets of Lakeville, Minnesota, a suburban town known for its family-friendly parks and near-perfect safety, became the backdrop for a tragedy no one saw coming. What should have been an ordinary night turned into a nightmare, one that would haunt a family forever. The victim was Kyla O'Neal, a mother, 31 years old, vibrant, ambitious, and days away from welcoming her fourth child and her unborn son, who had yet to take his first breath. She was a woman whose life revolved around love, family, and dreams, carefully stitched together like a patchwork quilt. Her unborn child, named Messiah, carried the promise of hope, yet fate treated him cruelly. The tragedy unfolded in the parking lot of a bustling Amazon fulfillment center, a place where people clock in and out without imagining the storm about to descend. A single, lethal act shattered two lives in an instant, ending dreams, plans, and the kind of future that most take for granted. Law enforcement arrived quickly, their sirens slicing through the night like a warning scream that came too late. They found her unresponsive, her unborn son fighting for life, and the situation quickly escalated into a full investigation. The perpetrator remained unidentified at first, lurking behind the shadow of betrayal and rage, leaving detectives to unravel the shocking sequence of events. This was not a random act of violence. It was a story written in the cruel ink of irony. A woman, 9 months pregnant, whose only crime was kindness, caught in a moment that would end her life and her child's before it truly began. And as the investigation unfolded, everyone would soon realize how swiftly love can twist into lethal danger. This is her story. The nursery was ready, the car seat installed, baby clothes folded neatly, and a name carefully chosen, Messiah. Everything was perfect. At least that's what Kyla O'Neal believed. A mother of three, 31 years old, vibrant, determined, and unstoppable, Kyla was days away from welcoming her fourth child into the world. Friends and family knew her as kind, intelligent, and fiercely devoted to her children. She had dreams, big, sparkling dreams that could have outshone the Minnesota winter sun. She had built a life for herself, juggling her CNA career, her ambitious beauty business, and even trading in Forex, all to provide a better life for her children. But life has a cruel sense of irony. Just as she prepared to cradle her unborn son, the world she had built began to crumble around her. The man she had trusted, the man who proposed on one knee surrounded by family smiles, had betrayed her in the cruelest way imaginable. While she carried his child, he fathered another. Kyla's heartbreak was enormous, yet she did what many women might do. She drew boundaries. She told him to leave, to never return. And for a moment, it seemed like she was taking control of her story. But control, she would soon learn, can be an illusion, especially in the hands of a man consumed by rage and entitlement. It was January 8th, 2023, a cold, ordinary Sunday that would become an eternal scar. Kyla, in an act of kindness and perhaps hope for civility, agreed to give her former fiancé a ride to work. Maybe she believed that love, even when broken, could coexist with safety. Maybe she just wanted peace for her children. Whatever her reasons, she never imagined it would be her last ride. In the shadowed parking lot of the Amazon Fulfillment Center in Lakeville, Minnesota, her life hung by a thread. She was 9 months pregnant, her belly heavy with the promise of life, when an argument erupted. A car door grazed him. That tiny, accidental touch, so insignificant in the grand tapestry of the universe, ignited a firestorm of fury. He retrieved a gun. A single bullet tore through the air and through her neck. In one moment, 2 lives were shattered. Kyla's and her unborn son, Messiah. Her dreams, her plans, her future, all extinguished in a heartbeat. Kyla never got to hold her son. She never got to hear his first cry, see his first smile, or watch him grow into the world she had fought so hard to create. And Messiah, born in emergency surgery, struggled to breathe, trapped in a body that had already lost its mother. For 9 agonizing days, her family prayed, hoping for a miracle. But life is crueler than prayers. Baby Messiah succumbed to the injuries he inherited from the violence inflicted on his mother, a second victim of the same bullet. The man responsible, 32-year-old Dante Raphael McCrae, initially tried to disguise his rage as accident, but surveillance cameras held the truth, unblinking and merciless. His lies crumbled. He admitted the shooting, though his remorse could never rewrite the devastation. In October 2023, McCrae pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder by drive-by shooting, the deaths of both O'Neal and her newborn son. On December 12, 2023, he was sentenced to a total of 47 years and 3 months in prison, with sentences for each murder to be served consecutively. For Kyla's 3 surviving children, the world became a cold, hollow place. Their mother, a woman of brilliance and love, was gone. The lessons of kindness, strength, and resilience were now laced with grief, anger, and confusion. Kyla O'Neal's story isn't just a tragic tale, it's a warning. Even the strongest, smartest women can be caught in the shadow of domestic violence, where love and danger twist together like a snake coiling in the dark. Her kindness, her willingness to try for peace, became the cruelest irony of all. It was what killed her. Yet her legacy lives on. In her ambition, in her children, in the lives she touched, Kyla remains, a shining, untouchable star, extinguished too soon, but never forgotten. If you see the warning signs, threats disguised as love, control disguised as care, rage disguised as passion, don't wait. Leave. Protect yourself. Lives, like Kyla's, can hang by the thinnest of threads. Rest in peace, Princess Dior. You deserved to live. You deserved to hold Messiah. You deserved everything. And though they took you from this world, your story will save others from the darkness.